115th verse. Glories of Harinam, glories of the words of Krishna, which is beyond this material world, and the glories of Lord's transcendental body has been spoken. Further, 115. Prakrutya kariyamane Vishnu kalevara Vishnu nindara nahi iharo para. So if somebody considers the body of Lord to be made up of material nature, he is the greatest offender. Vishnu ninda nahi iharo para. There is no greater blasphemy against the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the greatest offense if somebody considers the body of Lord to be material. Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami explains that the variegated personal feature of the Lord is the Vishnu Tattva, and the material energy which creates this cosmic manifestation is the energy of Lord Vishnu. The creative force is merely the energy of the Lord. But the foolish conclude that because the Lord has distributed himself in an impersonal form, he has no separate existence. The impersonal Brahman, however, cannot possess energies, nor do the Vedic literatures state that Maya, the illusory energy, is covered by another Maya. There are hundreds and thousands of references, however, to Vishnu Maya, Parasya Shakti, or the energy of Lord Vishnu. So, Lord has multifarious energies. Parasya Shakti, Vivedeva Shruta. Krishna refers to Mama Maya. Krishna says, Mama Maya Duratya. Maya is Krishna's energy. Maya is controlled by Lord. It is not that he is covered by Maya. Lord's energy is Maya. He covers the eyes of the conditioned soul by his Mahamaya and covers the knowledge of that he is God by his Yoga Maya to his devotees, so that he can release the rasas more nicely. Therefore, Lord Vishnu cannot be a product of the material energy. In the beginning of the Vedanta Sutra, it is said, Janmadhyasthita. His whole material energy is also an emanation of the Supreme Brahman. How then could he be covered by the material energy? If that were possible, material would be greater than the Supreme Brahman. Krishna says, Brahmano hi pratishtha. I am the controller of this Brahman. Then how can material energy be greater than the Supreme Brahman? Even these simple arguments cannot be understood by Mayavadi philosophers, and therefore the term Maya Pratyajnana, which is applied to them in the Bhagavad Gita, is extremely appropriate. Anyone who thinks that Lord Vishnu is a product of material energy, as explained by Sadananda Yogindra, should immediately be understood to be insane, for his knowledge has been stolen by usually energy. So anybody who explains like this, that Krishna's body is made up of Maya, that is his illusion. They consider Vishuddha Sattva, but they consider the all-pervading to be ignorance. All-pervading is Krishna. All-pervading is not ignorance. So when the Brahman assumes the form, they think that he is a product of ignorance. Lord Vishnu cannot be placed within the category of demigods. Those who are actually bewildered by Mayavad philosophy and are still in the darkness of ignorance consider Lord Vishnu to be a demigod in defiance of the Rig Vedic mantra, Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. Vishnu is always in a superior position. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. This mantra is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Mattaha Parataram Nanyat Inchidasti Dhananjaya. There is no truth superior to me. Thus, only those whose knowledge has been bewildered, they consider Vishnu to be demigod, and therefore suggest that one may worship either Lord Vishnu, goddess Kali, Durga, or whomever one likes, achieve the same result. This is ignorant conclusion, which is not accepted in Bhagavad Gita. Yanti devavata devan pitru yanti pitrimata. Yanti madhyaji nopima. So yanti madhyaji nopima. Whoever worships me will come back to me, Krishna says. Whoever worships the demigod will go to the demigod. You cannot compare Durga ji and Krishna on the same level. Krishna is superior to everyone. Krishna is the source of all. Aham Adir hi Devanam. Krishna says, I am the Adi. The worshippers of demigods will be promoted to the respective planets of the demigods. The devotees of the Lord will go back home, back to God. Lord Krishna explains this very clearly in the Bhagavad Gita, that his material energy is very difficult to cross. Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Maya Pratandante Maya Ita. Mameva ye prapadyante. Whoever takes shelter of me can cross this material world. Maya's influence is so strong that even learned scholars and spiritualists are also covered by Maya and think themselves to be as good as the Supreme Personality of God. Actually, however, to free oneself from the influence of Maya, one must surrender to the Supreme Personality of God. Mameva ye prapadyante maya itam tanante. It is to be concluded that Lord Vishnu does not belong to this material creation, but to the spiritual world. To misconceive Lord Vishnu to have a material body or to equate him with the living gods is a most offensive blasphemy against Lord Vishnu and offenders against the Lord's feet. So these people cannot advance in spiritual knowledge. They are called Maya Pravatagya. So elaborately, Srila Prabhupada writes about those who consider the body of Lord to be made up of matter. So there is a difference between Lord Vishnu's body and the soul, and his soul dwell in the darkest region of ignorance. One who thinks that there is a difference between Lord Vishnu's body and his soul dwells in the darkest region of ignorance. Jumur, there is no difference between Lord Vishnu's body and Vishnu's soul, for they are Advaya Jnana. Advaya Jnana means one knowledge. Advaya Jnana means one knowledge. In this world, there is a difference between material body and the spiritual body. But in the spiritual world, everything is spiritual. There are no such differences. The greatest offense of the Mayavadi philosophers is to consider Lord Vishnu and living entities to be one and the same. In this connection, the Padma Puran states, Archaye Vishnu Shila Dhira Gurushu Manara Matira Vaishnave Jati Buddhi Yasya Va Naraki Saha. One who considers the Archa Murti, Archa Vigraha to be stone, the spiritual master to be an ordinary human being, and a Vaishnava to belong to a particular caste or creed, is possessed of hellish intelligence. One who follows such conclusions is doomed. And in this, another one also comes, one who considers Ganga, one who finds fault in the mother, one who doubts the mother, that is also there. One who considers Ganga to be an ordinary water. They are all the sure residents of hell. So very clearly it has been given that Krishna and his body is one. Everything is transcendental. Whatever is there in this material world, that is made up of matter. The body is made up of matter. Again, soul is eternal only. So in this way, Padma Puran verse has also been spoken that Krishna's Archa Vigraha is also not ordinary. Archa Vigraha is also transcendental. Ishvera Tattva Yena Jwalitaha Jwalana Jivera Swarupa Iche Spulingira Pana. So how is Lord? Lord is a great blazing fire. And what are these living entities? Living entities are like the sparks of that fire. So both are fire. That doesn't mean that both can burn. Everybody has a different power. Both are fire. Both have the power to burn. Burning power of the fire and of the spark, but it's not the same. Power is not the same. You can compare living entity with Lord. When you want to equal them, you can only equal them in quality. You cannot equal them in quantity. Why should one artificially try to become like a big fire? Although by constitution he is like a small spark. It is due to ignorance. One should therefore understand that neither the Supreme Lord nor the small spark living entities have anything to do with the matter. But when the spiritual spark comes in contact with the material world, his fiery quality is extinguished. Paropi manute anartha. Vyasadeva says. Parashakti. Even in Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, it has been clearly spoken that the Jiva Shakti is the Parashakti of Krishna. This is the position of the conditioned souls. But what happens? What is it conditioning? Tries to identify itself with matter. Because they are in touch with the material world, their spiritual quality is almost dead. But because these spiritual sparks are all Krishna's part and parcels, as the Lord states in the Bhagavad Gita, Mamaivanshabhi Jivaloke, they can revive their original position by getting free from material contact. This is pure philosophical understanding. In the Bhagavad Gita, the spiritual sparks are declared to be Sanatan, eternal. Therefore, the material energy Maya cannot affect their constitutional position. The spiritual sparks, they are always Sanatan, eternal. Maya cannot affect their constitutional position. Constitutional position cannot be affected. Forgetfulness happens, but the constitutional position will not be affected. So the Jiva is always in the eternal world, having the eternal relationship. But the moment it forgets, the consciousness gets contaminated, and that pure consciousness has that impure consciousness or the contaminated consciousness travels around this variety of bodies. So the contaminated consciousness has the capacity to manipulate the matter. So the pure consciousness is now in the dormant condition. Someone may argue, why is there a need to create the spiritual sparks? The answer can be given in this way. God is omnipotent, He is unlimited and limited potencies. This is the meaning of omnipotent. To be omnipotent, he must have not only unlimited potencies, but limited potencies also. Thus, to exhibit his omnipotency, he displays both. The living entities are endowed with limited potency, although they are part of the Lord. Lord displays the spiritual world by his unlimited potencies, whereas by his limited potency, the material world is displayed. Aparayamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me para jivabhuta mahabaho eyadam dharite jana. After speaking the words bhumira poralova yokammanor buddhi evacha Caritamrita bhinna prakriti ashtara, immediately the next verse is all matter, but aparayam, that is matter is anyhow aparashakti. Beyond this aparashakti, there is a parashakti. Aparayam mitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param. Now try to understand what is parashakti. Jiva bhutam mahabaho edam dharite jata. This jiva is the jiva shakti, the parashakti. Generally, the people are bewildered by the activities of scientists and technologists. Due to Maya, they think that there is no need of God, that they can do everything and anything, but actually they cannot. Since this cosmic manifestation is limited, their existence is also limited. Everything in this world is limited. For this reason, there is creation, sustenance, and dissolution. However, in the world of unlimited energy, the spiritual world, there is neither creation nor destruction. So in the spiritual world, unlimited energy, there's nothing like creation. There is no time influence. The influence of time is not there. When there is an influence of time, there is something known as creation, something is known as destruction. There is Janma, there is Mrityu. If the personality of Godhead did not possess both limited and unlimited energies, he could not be called omnipotent. If you say omnipotent, that means he has everything. He has limited, he has unlimited energies also. Anor Aniyan Mahito Mahiyan. The smallest greatest of the greatest. And in this way, if there were no one to control, there would be no meaning to the conception of Ishvara, just as there is no meaning to a king without the subjects. If all the subjects were king, there would be no distinction between king and the ordinary citizen. So nice example Prabhupada gives. If there is a kingdom, there should be a king. There should be a king, then there should be somebody whom he can control the citizens. If everybody is a king, then that is not called as a kingdom where there is somebody to control and someone who is controlled. In the same way, when we say material world, spiritual world, there is a controller, there is a design. And there is somebody who should be controlled. So Lord is supreme, there must be creation to control. The basic principle of the existence of the living entities is called Chidvilasa or spiritual pleasure. The omnipotent Lord displays his pleasure potency as living entities. The Lord is described in the Vedanta Sutra as Anandamaya Bhyasa. He is by nature the reservoir of all pleasures. And because he wants to enjoy pleasure, there must be energies who to give him pleasure or supply him the impetus for pleasure. This is a perfect philosophical understanding of the absolute truth. So Anandamaya Bhyasa is the nature of Lord. So he has to enjoy. That means there should be an object of enjoyment also. He is a controller. Then there should be object of controlling of the things to be controlled. There should be an object to be controlled, object to be enjoyed. So then only Lord can be called as omnipotent, Lord can be called as Anandamaya Bhyasa, Lord can be called as Ishvara. So in this way, Ishvara, Parama Krishna. He's not only Ishvara, he is Parameshwara. Parameshwara means there are so many controllers. He's the controller of all the controllers. Jiva Tattva Shakti, Krishna Tattva Shaktiman. Gita, Vishnu Puranadi, Tahate Pramana. This is a Pramana. What is a Pramana? Gita, Upanishad. They are all Pramana to prove Lord is not ordinary. Lord is the controller. And Jivas are controlled by Lord. So that has been proved in Bhagavatam, in Puranas. So in this way here, it has been mentioned that everything has been proved in the Puranas. The Lord is, Jiva is the Shakti and Krishna is Shaktiman. Gita says about it, Vishnu Purana, Adi Purana says about it, and other Puranas. As already explained, there are three prasthanas on the path of the advancement. Nyaya prasthana, Shruti prasthana, Smriti prasthana. Let us see. Nyaya prasthana. That is Vedanta philosophy. Upanishads, they all come in Shruti prasthana. And then Smriti prasthana, Bhagavad Gita, that is Smriti prasthana. Shruti, Smriti, Purana. Is mean Shruti, Smriti, Purana. So Nyaya means proving by logics. That is Vedanta philosophy. Proving by the logical things. And then by logics you can say. Shruti means hearing from the authoritative source. Smriti means remembering and understanding. And in this way, remembering what has been spoken. So that is what is after the Puranas that comes in the Itihasas. Mahabharata, Puranas are also considered as Smriti only. Unfortunately, the Mayavadi philosophers do not accept the Smriti Prasthana. Smriti refers to the conclusions after accepting, then contemplating. So the conclusions drawn from the Vedic evidences. Sometimes Mayavadi philosophers do not accept the authority of the Bhagavad Gita and the Puranas. And this is called Ardha Kukutinaya. That means, Ardha Kukuti means logic of a half hen. Ardha Kukuti Nyaya. Nyaya means logic. If one believes in the Vedic literatures, one must accept all the Vedic literatures recognized by the great acharyas. Mayavadi philosophers accept only Nyaya Prasthana and Shruti Prasthana. They go just up to Upanishads, Vedic mantras, Shruti Prasthana. But then Smriti comes, Puranas, Itihasas, they don't accept it. They think that this is for less intelligent people. That is how the Vedas, which were divided into four parts, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Tharvaveda. And every section has four chapters. That is Brahmanakas, Aranyakas, some then Samhitas, Upanishads. They are all accepted by Mayavadis. But they are not ready to accept the Shruti. The Shruti, that means they go even up to, they don't accept the Smriti. Smriti means the Puranas and the Itihasas, they don't accept. What is the Puranas? Puranas is more better explanation for the aphorisms which has been presented or the Vedic mantras which has been given in the Upanishads. To make the less intelligent people, Veda Vyasa, he draws the conclusions. And that is conclusion means, with drawing the conclusion means first taking the subject, contemplating on the subject, giving examples, drawing the conclusion. Yes, this is whatever is said is proper. So in this way, drawing the conclusions, but they don't accept this Smruti Prasthana. Here, however, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cites evidences from Gita, Vishnu Puran. No one can avoid the personality of God in the statement of Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic literatures, such as Mahabharata and the Puranas. Lord Chaitanya therefore quotes a passage from the Bhagavad Gita 7.5. Apareyam nitastanyam praktim viddhi me param jivaputam mahabaho dharyate jagat. Besides these inferior energies, O Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises of living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. The living entity is not a product of this material world. You can read the translate the purport at home. Vishnu Shakti para prokta kshetragyakya tatha para avidya karma samnyaya tritiyaha shakti rishyate. Now the potency of Lord has been categorized into three. That is internal, marginal, and external. The spiritual potency, the living entities, and ignorance. Spiritual potency is full of knowledge. Living entity marginal belongs to the spiritual potency, but they are subject to bewilderment. That is why they are in the middle. And the third energy, which is full of ignorance, is always visible in the fruitive activities. This is a quotation Vishnu Puran. Vishnu Shakti para prokta. Prokta means it is said. The Shakti of Vishnu is spiritual. The potency is spiritual. Kshetragyakya. The potency known as Kshetragya. He knows. Tatha. Kshetragyakya tatha para. So Krishna's power is, Krishna's potency is spiritual. Now, para means spiritual. Krishna's potency is spiritual. Avidya karma samnyaya. Anyaha tritiyaha shakti ishyat. So Vishnu Shakti, that means the spiritual potency, is completely transcendental. And that potency is known as Kshetragya. Lord knows each and every aspect. The Lord knows about everyone. So in this way, even the soul is considered, the living entity is also considered to be para only, Kshetragya. There are two types of Kshetragya. One is the soul and one is the supreme personality of Godhead. So this is a quotation from Vishnu Puran. The previous verse quoted from Bhagavad Gita, it has been established that the living entities are to be categorized in Lord's potency. Lord is potent and there are varieties of potencies. Parasya Shakti Vivideva Shuya. Now in this quotation from the Vishnu Puran, this is further confirmed. Vishnu Shaktir Paraprukta. How is Vishnu Shakti the potency of Lord? It has been defined into three categories. So spiritual, marginal, and external. The spiritual potency is manifested in the spiritual world. Krishna's form, qualities, activities, they are all completely spiritual. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Ajopi san abhyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi san. Prakritim swamadhishtaya sambhavami atma maya. Ajopi san. Ajo api. Though I am unborn, though I am my body never deteriorates. My body is completely transcendental. I am the controller, but still, by my spiritual potency, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Prakritim swam adhisthaya sambhavami atmamaya. I take the help of atmamaya. Atmamaya here refers to the spiritual potency. When Krishna comes to this or any other universe, he does so with his spiritual potency. We take birth by the force of material potency. But as stated here, with reference to the Vishnu Puran, Kshetragya or the living entity belongs to the spiritual potency. Thus, when we free ourselves from the clutches of material potency, we can also enter the spiritual potency. So even the living entity is considered to be spiritual. That's what Srila Prabhupada says. Every day morning, one should only chant. First thing he should realize is he is divine, he is spiritual. I am divine, I am spiritual. That is how one should begin the day. If I am divine, I am spiritual, then no material thing should affect me. No dualities should affect me. The material potency is the energy of darkness or complete ignorance of spiritual activities. So material potency, Jada Shakti. So the Jada is completely ignorance. So this fact is prominently manifest in this age of Kali. Because human society, not understanding the spiritual nature, is busy expanding in material activities. The men of the present day are almost unaware of their spiritual identity. They think that they are products of the elements of the material world and that everything will end with the annihilation of the body. Therefore, they conclude that as long as one has a material body consisting of material senses, one should enjoy the senses as much as possible. Since they are atheists, they do not care what is the next step. So, one who considers this material body to be everything, and then after death, who has seen? Let us enjoy. That is why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhumira Punaro Vayu, Kammano Buddhi. How is this body made up of? 8 elements. And the separated energy can be understood from a practical example. I compose books by speaking into a dictaphone. And when the dictaphone is replayed, it appears that I am speaking personally, but actually I am not. I spoke personally, but when the dictaphone tape, which is separate from me, acts exactly like me. Similarly, the material energy originally emanates from the Lord, but it acts separately, although the energy is supplied by the Lord. It is also explained in the Bhagavad Gita, Maya Dakshena Prakriti Suyade Sacharacharam. The material energy, material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti. And it is producing all moving and unmoving beings. Under the guidance and supervision of Supreme Personality of God, the material energy works as if independent. That's why we saw how when the Sri Bhashya was written very clearly, Puresha tells to Kurtalva, tells to Ramanuja, that living entity is never independent. Though seemingly independent, it has a minute independence. The living entity is always dependent on Lord. So in this way, Vishnu Purana, in this verse of Vishnu Purana, the total energy has been given. That is internal, marginal, and external. Then there is another one question, one verse has been put. Apashyat Purusham Puranam Mayam cha tad apasya. So while Vyasadeva by meditation and realization saw the Supreme Lord, he also saw the separated energy. Apashyat Purusham Puranam Mayam cha tad apasya. Vyasadeva also realized that it is a separated energy of the Lord. Yaya sammohito jiva yatmanam trigudatmakam. Only because the knowledge is covered, we think that the material energy or Lord to be also a product of Maya. Lord's body also to be the product of Maya. The separated material energy bewilders the living entity jivas, and thus they work very hard under his influence, not knowing that they are fulfilling their mission in life. Unfortunately, they are not fulfilling the mission in life. Unfortunately, most of them think that they are body and should therefore enjoy the material senses. So Charvak philosophy also has been put, the theistic philosophy Charvak. Rudam krutva ghrutam pibet yavaj jiveta sukham jiveta bhasmi bhutasya dehasya kutah punar agamano bhavet. His theory was that as long as one lives, one should eat as much ghee as possible in India. Ghee, clarified butter, is a basic ingredient in preparing many varieties of food. Since everyone wants to enjoy nice food, Charvak Muni advised that one eat as much as ghee possible. One may say, I have no money, how shall I purchase ghee? Charvak, however, says if you have no money, then beg, borrow, or steal, but in some way secure ghee and enjoy the life. If really one wants to enjoy the life, why eat outside food? Eat ghee, pure ghee, Deshi cow ghee, Gaulakshmi ghee. For one who further objects that he will be held accountable for such unauthorized activities as begging, borrowing, stealing, Charvak Muni replies, you will not be held responsible. As soon as your body is burnt to ashes after death, everything is finished. Now just see what a philosophy. This is not an atheistic philosophy. Why you are worrying? Till the body is alive, enjoy. And what is it? Enjoyment. Don't go and enjoy something stupid. If you really want to beg, borrow, steal, and want to enjoy, then drink ghee. He says, eat ghee as much as possible. This is called ignorance. That after the death, everything is finished. From the Bhagavad Gita, it is understood that one does not die. So knowledge of the spirit soul is not there. That is why people are lured by the material energy. So to dissipate this ignorance of the human beings who work under the material energy, which is separated from the Supreme Lord, the Lord comes down to revive. So the original knowledge, Lord appears to revive this original knowledge. As soon as they deviate from the original nature, the Lord comes to teach them. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam tacha. It's a statement of Charvak Muni that the one should beg, borrow, or steal money to purchase ghee and enjoy life. Mam runam krutva ghrutam pibet. Thus, even the greatest atheist of India recommends that one should eat ghee, not meat. No one could conceive of human beings eating meat like tigers and dogs. But men have become so degraded that they are just like animals and can no longer claim to have a human civilization. So Prabhupada says, what is the use of going and taking some meat? There is not even material enjoyment also. Great philosophers, they say, don't take meat, but take ghee. And then materially he will enjoy. But that enjoyment again is only temporary. So here we'll stop. Any questions you can ask. I'm not able to connect I am audible in the Zoom, but I'm not able to see the Zoom link properly. So if question is there, I'm not able to see the raised hand and all. You can ask. If not, somebody can say there is no question and disconnect the whole link. Hare Krishna. Who is the host? Who is the host? Hari Bol.
Chetan Prabhuji, Mataji. Chetan Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Chetan Prabhuji is the host.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. I think there are no questions, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Mataji cannot hear. There is no question. Mataji को आवाज नहीं आ रहा है. Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.